the most hyped up Hollywood nonsense that ever existed.
Hold
The
on.
bear is trash.
They're not showing you the part of the video where he's crying in the corner like, Dad, I don't even want to play basketball. This is your dream, damn it. I want to dance.
If you had told me that Ben Simmons was replacing Joe Biden for the Democrats, I still would say over the top.
God, are we about to embarrass ourselves with soccer again?
The second I heard he was getting just under $29 million a year, you know what I said? Bye-bye.
There's no way to raw dog it if you have access to a flatbed.
But imagine a world in which you weren't a witch.
Okay.
You were nice and normal like everyone else.
Okay. Well, you should have been 7 feet, Peter. If you were 7 feet, this is a different ball game for you.
Is this like Hawk Tua?
It's just, we're just going deeper into the cesspool.
From Wondery, I'm Peter Rosenberg.
And I'm Michelle Beadle, and this is Over the Top. Here's how the show works. Best stories of the week in sports and pop culture face off. We're gonna crown a champion. We're gonna answer a simple question. What's the undisputed most important thing on planet Earth this week? And we decided the only way we know how. Using Royal Rumble rules. We start with 2 stories, decide which one's more worthy to discuss, and which one's gotta go. After 90 seconds, a brand new story will be introduced, and we've gotta decide whether we wanna keep talking about our current story or switch to the new one. We do not know the order of stories coming our way, but we do decide which ones get thrown over the top rope. Peter, what's first?
All right, first topics of the day. NBA free agency. The frenzy has kicked off Sunday evening with some monster moves. James Harden is back with the Clippers for 2 years. Paul George is heading to Philly on a 4-year max. CP3 heads to San Antonio, Beadle. Good for you to run some
thrilled.
pick and roll and throw some lobs up to Wemby. And Isaiah Hartenstein, the odd man out in New York. He jumps to the Thunder. Plus, Derek White stays in Boston. Klay Thompson's heading to Dallas. Jason Tatum signs the biggest contract of all time. That is up against the Home Run Derby, which is a few weeks away. But on Sunday, Major League Baseball announced some changes to the format after past participants expressed concern that the frantic pace of the event risked injury. The new rules are hella complicated, but basically each round now has a time limit or a 40-pitch cap, whichever comes first, instead of having players race through as many swings as humanly possible. After that, players continue swinging until they make 3 outs. Players can... What are we doing? We're not going to talk about new... Yeah, no. By the way, love the Home Run Derby. Like, I think over the last 5 years, it's gotten considerably better. I also feel strongly that for Major League Baseball to take the next step with their game and All-Star festivities, it needs to be moved to a weekend like the NBA.
Yes, I'll take that.
The idea that you can't give up money on ticket sales over like a homestand, I think that's stupid, and not seeing the forest through the trees.
Yeah.
Like the Home Run Derby should be on a Saturday night, like the dunk contest. It's ridiculous.
Should be a whole thing. You're right.
It's on a Monday.
No,
What?
we don't.
No,
What is it, a national championship? No.
Exactly. Over the top you go. Let's talk about free agency. Beadle is so stoked
Money.
because CP3 is in San Antonio.
No, that's the least important thing that's happened. The least important thing that's happened is the $11 million hiring of a Yoda to come to San Antonio and throw lobs up to Wemby and teach them his ways. It's the least important thing. And P.S., I'm having a hard time with it. And I think a lot of Spurs fans are going to need a minute. We will eventually not boo, and some will cheer. But I need a minute, Peter. Okay, I've spent my entire fandom booing this man. Give me a second.
Are you going to be able to adjust to this?
No, but I don't have to for very long. He's literally there to play with a once-in-a-lifetime talent in Wembanyama, and he's going to just lobs. He's going to have a great time doing it. He's going to save a lot of money with no state tax. And Pop and he are going to get along greatly because there's a mutual respect between the two. So yeah, we're good. And we're going to lose every Scott Foster game from here on out. So that's cool. We got that going for us.
So you've already decided that this thing that you should hate on paper.
Oh, I hate it.
Is going to be positive.
No, I hate it in all. I hate it on paper. I hate it in the world. I hate it when I woke up this morning, and I hated it last night when I found out about it. But you know what it is? It's my first time as a fan being put in a situation where a guy that I have not liked as a fan my entire time is now on my team. And so it's a very interesting dilemma that sports fans have to deal with. I've never had to before. So give me a second, please, Peter. None of it matters. The Celtics just spent $1 gazillion on Tatum. What are we even talking about?
How long do you think you need? How long do you want me to give you?
Well, what's the end game? You need me to cheer for him?
He's on your team now, bruh.
I can cheer for Wemby's completed lob, but I don't need to pretend like I know how it got there.
All right, what about some other moves that you like or don't like? What else do you feel strongly about, Beadle?
Love Klay Thompson in Dallas. Love. I mean, look, that's also going to take a minute. Hold on. Can we just wait? This might last another topic or 7. Up next, England. Ooh, was this a stunner in the UEFA Euro Championship versus Slovakia? That's not the championship. Or is it called the championship?
It's called the championship.
God, are we about to embarrass ourselves with soccer again? You know what? It's my bad. I just called it the Euros. I didn't know there was an official title. The UEFA Euro Championship versus Slovakia this weekend. Down 1-0, 95th minute. That's right. We're in extra time here, folks. Jude Bellingham ties the game with a dazzling Pelé-style bicycle kick. Saves the day for the UK. And then 1 minute into the extra 30 minutes, Harry Kane, yes, of course it had to be Harry Kane, knocks a header in for the win. Dramatic last-minute goals led UK fans around the world to lose their bloody minds. Do we want to continue talking about NBA free agency and all the cash, or switch to the fact that England barely got by in this one?
I think we stay NBA free agency. There's a lot of soccer happening right now, and honestly, I know this makes me unusual. The Euros aren't the thing that I'm into. I'm much more concerned with Copa America, to be honest with you.
Such a tool.
And I was at the Liberty game. I didn't even see
That's fair.
Slovakia finish. I heard it was awesome. That's great. But what else do you say? Great game. Back to NBA free agency.
Yeah.
Over the top soccer nerds.
Bye.
So I want more Beadle takes.
What? No, because here's the thing. I love that Klay Thompson is going to die. Number one, it will take all of us a little bit longer than the computer-generated graphic of him in a Mavericks jersey for us to truly wrap our heads around the fact that Klay Bartholomew Thompson is no longer... It's
not his name.
It's got to be. Golden State Warrior. He is out, right? So give us a second on that one as well. However, for his own psyche and fresh start, I think he's in a great position. I mean, what better spot to land than a team that made it to the finals? What better spot? You don't have to pay state tax. Not that I think he's worried about money, but let's just throw that out there. But you get to play with Luka. You have a chance to sort of, I don't want to say the word redeem, but sort of show yourself once again. Because this last version of Klay Thompson that we all have seen is not our favorite version. And his last game out was an 0 for 10 experience that we would all rather forget. So that's my most excited free agent move.
Also, I do think it's a perfect piece for Dallas to get. They did not have the three-point shooting they needed against the Celtics in the finals. And obviously there's a team that thinks they're ready to win. I mean, why wouldn't they? They were just in the finals, even though they lost 4-1. Also, he adds another, even in his old age, great defense, championship medal, locker room leadership. Yep. I think he'll be able to continue to be like a positive force in Kyrie's ascent to being like the guy, a true leader, which he's already on the path.
Yep.
And Luka, obviously, even more than Kyrie, it seems, needs the growth from a savvy veteran. You get that. I like the move. I'm not mad. And also, I cannot have more Knicks fans complain about losing Isaiah Hartenstein. Okay?
Well, I am upset about that, Peter. I really am. But
listen.
But he's in a good place.
Let me just be clear. Isaiah Hartenstein cannot be the reason you're not able to win a championship. 2 years ago, if I begged a Knicks fan to tell me who Isaiah Hartenstein was, they would have no idea. My point is this.
That's fair.
The second I heard he was getting just under $29 million a year, you know what I said? Bye-bye.
I said, goddamn.
Go get your money, buddy. That is an incredible overpayment. And you can find another stiff who averages 4 points and 3 rebounds, who comes in here and under Tibbs is able to get his numbers up. By the way, give Tibbs his credit.
Always.
You could say what you want. That guy gets a lot of people paid.
No, I love Tibbs.
It seems like people come to New York. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Go look at Isaiah Hartenstein's statistics prior to coming to New York. Matter of fact, go look at his statistics now and tell me he's a $29 million player. I realize I am underpaid in life if Isaiah Hartenstein makes that much money for the level of work he does in the NBA.
Well, you should have been 7 feet, Peter. If you were 7 feet, this is a different ballgame for you. You need to get over it.
Up next, In the modern NBA, your 2K rating is a badge of honor.
Oh, dear Lord.
Unless you're Ben Simmons.
Oh,
It's
dear
being
God.
reported that in the soon-to-be-released 2K25, Simmons' 2K rating has plummeted from 87, where it stood from 19 to 21, a whole 21 points to 66.
Ew.
Not only that, Shaq, that's Shaquille O'Neal to you and me,
Oh, sure.
commented that it should, quote, be lower.
Lower.
And all of this while the oft-injured shooting-averse former star is still posting videos of himself shirtless in a gym,
No, ma'am.
putting up shots and dunking on trainers, teasing a comeback.
Dear God.
Do we want to keep talking about free agency or waste our time talking about Ben Simmons?
The most important and interesting thing that Ben Simmons has ever done in my career was find himself in a position to be engaged to one Maya Jama. The minute that ended, he ended for me. Don't care. Find it hilarious. Please get some self-awareness. That's all. Go away. Night.
So over the top is what you're saying.
Over the top he goes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sure
Like,
he'll be hurt for 6 years as we throw him over the top, but that's not on us. It's just
if you had told me that Ben Simmons was replacing Joe Biden for the Democrats,
Now
I
we're
still would say over the top.
Oh, I was going to say,
I-
now I'm interested in the topic, though. That would be a very interesting.
No,
of all,
it would be a
unfair
turn.
because wasn't he born in Australia? Yeah. So if he could run for president and I can't because I was born in Italy, I'd have real big issues with that as an overall topic. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye.
Really, really good point by you. But even if that were the case, I'd throw it over the top because the Ben Simmons story sadly is over.
It never fully got its real launch. Can I say this in defense of everyone? I think we tried really hard to make Ben Simmons a thing. We did.
Oh, yeah.
More than
Come
we
on.
should have.
Come on.
Yeah.
Everyone tried. Kendall Jenner tried.
She certainly did. And if she's going to try, then my God, we all owe it to ourselves. NBA free agency. Can we talk about your guy, Jason Tatum? My good, I can't even do the math, but correct me if I'm wrong. Am I looking at a final year $70 million paycheck annual?
All I know is the average over the 5 is over 60 million. So yeah, it breaks down to just 70 the last year.
70.
Yeah, him and Jaylen Brown. I think the two of those guys are going to be all right when it's all said and done. How about 120? How about 130 million for Derek White?
That's
exactly.
my favorite. That might be, you know what? That's my second favorite. That's 1B to my Klay Thompson 1A. How about that?
You love Derek White getting his bread.
He's one of those, this doesn't happen for everyone, but we have players that come through our favorite teams that we keep track of and you have a sense of pride for. And I have that for Derek White. And I also love that he probably could have tested free agency, maybe made a couple bucks more and didn't. Why? Because that's a man who's comfortable in his own skin and knows where he wants to be. Good for him. Good on you, mate.
Happy for D-Dubs.
D-Dubs.
I made that up.
Up next, all of these free agency moves might not mean much after the Knicks blockbuster trade last week. Oh yeah, Peter, you called it. You called it. The cool camp went and got the nerdy camp kid. That's right, Mikal Bridges. Come on over to Manhattan, sir. You are now a Knick, which means the Villanova Knicks are all together again. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, all part of that 15-16 national championship win. It is better than a Disney movie. Do we want to continue talking about free agency or the adorbsiness of the Nova Knicks?
I think we've covered NBA free agency.
So.
I'd like to enlist our East Coast New York bias and talk about the Villanova Knicks, man. It's over the top you go, free agency. Hold your money. You did well. It's pretty cool, man. And I think the really exciting piece, if you're a Knicks fan, is that you could make the argument that on paper, Mikal Bridges was the most talented of this group.
Of course.
What does that mean? What is the ceiling? Because all of these guys seem to go to a whole new level when together.
I believe the word you're looking for, sir, is dynasty.
Is that what you're sensing?
Why not? Why not?
4 or 5 championships?
Why not? I mean 3 for sure. But, anything past that, bonus. For sure, bonus.
Here's my question. How do you think the original guy on this team, the original guy who made this iteration of the Knicks a thing,
Jules
is
Rand?
a gentleman. What'd you say?
Wait, how do we do these names again? Jules Rand?
Juran.
I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if that's a good one.
You don't like Juran? Juran. How about Juran?
Juran. Juran sounds good.
My grandfather, Julius Rosenberg, a.k.a. Julius Randle, was really like the tone setter when it comes to the personality and sort of like hardworking nature that kind of defines this Knicks team. I wonder how he feels about sort of being an outsider to this Nova group.
Can I just say one thing, though? I think there's a slight difference. I think Julius Randle comes in.
Duran.
I'm sorry, Duran. Comes in kind of with a more of a stud like pedigree and aura. Whereas I feel like the Brunsons and the Harts and the DiVincenzos of the world sort of had to bust their asses in a way. So there's a blue collar grittiness to them that I think Duran is going to come back and join and be like, this is fun, because there's no longer like all pressure on you. Matter of fact, you can make the argument there's not a ton of pressure on you because this is a real team now, a real certified team.
And I do think that he's the kind of guy that really actually cares about winning the most.
I hope so.
Now, listen, he is not going to have the ball in his hands as much as he used to. It's not going to be as ball dominant as Julius Randle, but I think he knows how close this team is to something special.
Yeah.
And my guess is he's psyched about it.
And let's be honest, wouldn't it be best because maybe it ups the chances he stays healthier longer and then you can be a part of these playoff runs rather than having to watch them? Like, yeah, this is all good. This is all good.
Up next, next time you fly, keep an eye out for the passenger in the next seat, quote, raw-doggin it. Contrary to how it sounds, this has nothing to do with the Mile High Club. Is this like Hawk Tua?
It's just, we're just going deeper into the cesspool.
It's a new travel trend where passengers forego
It's worse than
all in-flight entertainment, music, snacks, and sleep, enduring long flights with no distractions whatsoever. Passengers aren't just doing this on short flights, but flights that range from 7 to 15 hours. The trend is inspired by Idris Elba's character in the Apple TV Plus series Hijacked.
Do I need to watch that?
First of all, I watched a few episodes that it's pretty good. I didn't know anyone else watched Hijacked. It's starting trends?
Apparently it started a goddamn trend.
Wait, I don't understand. You know what?
Why would I do that? Why would I do that? First of all, how am I going to not sleep? Xanax is for that very reason. So I'm relaxed enough to snooze a little. And also, what are you, a serial killer? You're just sitting there staring off into space?
I don't know what to do here, Beadle. Like, I'm so curious about this that like makes me want to ask questions and move on from.
Let's do it.
Because the Knicks are really included in the conversation we were already having about NBA free agency.
100%.
Which I think we've covered well. So over the top you go, Nova Knicks. So wait, these psychopaths just sit and watch the flight map for like 10 hours?
I watch a flight map sometimes, but it's in between waking up from the sleepies.
Well, hold on, Beadle.
I also like to know where I am at all times.
Hold on. Before we go after these psychos,
okay,
we do have to point out that you are like scared of travel to the point.
Not travel, flying.
That you're sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You mean you can get in the car, okay?
Oh, I drive like a moe.
You can get in the train, on the train, no problem.
Oh, I will crush a train ride.
Sure. Parasailing.
Absolutely not. We are not meant to be up there.
So let's just be clear. Beadle's also crazy. Like she is scared to get on a plane.
Different kind of scared, yeah.
She is an adult who is every bit of 20 years old.
48.
So
I know, she looks great.
But on the flip side, these people who would sit there, not even headphones. Are you not wearing headphones? Are you listening to a podcast?
No entertainment.
It's raw
dogging it. And can I ask one question? Where is there a person sitting next to you?
You mean because you're always in first class or a private jet?
No PJs. Those are tiny. I don't like them.
Otherwise, you take the PJ.
Yeah, if it was a 737 PJ, I'm in.
Well, like if you were flying on Air Drake, for example.
Ooh, not right now. We got to let that pass.
No, listen, by the way, as fancy as you want to be, Beadle, there are some flights where there's no good first class option.
You got to remember, I'm doing LA and New York back and forth, so there's only good options. It's when you start getting like shorter flights, then it's like,
that is true. If LA to New York is your whole life.
That's it. Yeah. It's flatbeds left and right. And by the way, that's another thing. There's no way to raw dog it if you have access to a flatbed, because the minute you go horizontal, much like the simpletons that we are, you sleep. We are halfway through the show right now. The most important topic. Oh, I'm glad I went to college for 7 years to say this. It's raw dogging. We'll be right back.
We're back.
Welcome back to
already
the top. Yeah.
Up next, 20-year-old Duke. Dookie Meister, Kyle Filipowski fell to the second round of the NBA draft last week.
We're doing this.
And now we might know why.
Wow.
His family took to social media after he was selected by the Utah Jazz 32nd overall and outed his current and much older 28-year-old girlfriend.
Nothing wrong with that.
As a Mormon fundamentalist who allegedly groomed him since he was a teen to join Mormon culture. According to his family, Filipowski has since cut ties with them completely, and they claim his multi-million-dollar NBA future is behind her manipulation of their son, her being the girlfriend.
The girl.
The drama apparently led to teams avoiding drafting him, which dropped him to the second round.
Man.
Whatever we were talking about last, the planes.
It's gone. Also,
goodbye.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, you should, because the visual for the raw dog trend is psychotic at its very best.
So real quick. So Kyle Filipowski, who we all remember, we crushed him seeming like such an a-hole at Duke.
I know. And now, do you feel differently?
Well, now that I know he's likely raw dogged it with this girlfriend once or twice.
No, he soaked it. Or soaked.
Actually, you know what? Probably not though, because if they're that religious, maybe they're waiting for marriage.
So you soak it. Isn't that the Mormon way around it?
What does that mean?
It means you put the P in the V and then you don't really move.
That's not sex? How does that get anything?
I thought it was sex, but apparently it's not.
I have never heard of that. That's
Am
a
I
thing.
Wrong? Throw it in the chat, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Super soak.
Soaking it?
I think it's called soaking. Soakers, super soakers.
Guys, just a reminder, Beadle's weird, dude. I just want everyone to know she knows
I live
weird
on Urban
things.
Dictionary.
Yeah, she's looking things up. All right, so real quick, there's so much to this.
Mm-hmm. See, I was right. You're welcome. Go on.
The other nickname for what Beadle just described is called the Dipsy Doo Dunkaroo. I don't know if you've heard that.
That's not real. That's not a thing.
That's it. That's true.
That's even better.
So real quick, she was his babysitter when he was like 12, 13 years old. Now they're together. She has cut off his entire family.
Yeah, that's a cult.
And also she managed to orchestrate, who orchestrated him ending up in Utah?
Well, is that orchestrated or is that just plain old fashioned divine intervention? Because remember, he was the image of round one because he wasn't drafted and he was there and he's just standing there hugging her. And it was like the Brady Quinn of 2024 draft image. But
this is before anyone knew anything.
Correct. And as a result of, I think, of all of the spotlight on that particular image, people were like, oh, well, you know what I heard is that the reason his draft stock dropped was because of, and then all of a sudden we've got all this information, including posts from family members legitimizing this claim that he, in fact, has been completely removed from their lives by this person.
Dude, this is an insane story.
Yeah, I mean,
like on so many levels.
Here's the thing, and maybe we do this as a PSA, Peter, you and I. We've lived a lot of life. We've dated. We've been in different types of relationships. And I can honestly tell you guys from the bottom of my heart, and I feel very comfortable, the minute the person you're spending time with is getting your family to stay away from you, you're in a cult. This is no longer a loving relationship. This is a manipulative, horrible, one-sided situation. You're welcome. Take that.
Unless you came from some family of legitimately terrorizing abusers.
Yeah.
But not like you'd never thought of it that way. But now that you started dating the person, now you think of it that way. That's not what we mean.
No, this isn't a person rescuing you. This is a person making stuff up and brainwashing you.
And the family can't do anything about it.
What can you do? He's a grown-ass man.
Can you imagine? We have another story. Let's see what happens.
Let's see. Because this could last forever. I mean, God, how weird would it be if it did? Go on. It was a record-breaking weekend for the WNBA in front of broadcasting titan Peter Rosenberg out at Barclays. Liberty star Breanna Stewart scored her 5,000th point, becoming the fastest player in WNBA history to do so. Elsewhere in the league, Angel Reese, set another record with her 10 straight double-double. And Caitlin Clark set the Fever franchise rookie assist record just 20 games into her pro career. So, do we want to continue talking about Mr. Filipowski or all the records being broken?
So let me be clear about something. I went to 2 WNBA games last week.
Yeah, what was the other one?
Another Liberty game.
Okay, so you did
I went to the game at UBS. What was it called? The Commissioner's Cup. I went to the final of that where the Liberty lost.
Who are
and
you
then I
with?
went again. That's Andrew Gunling.
It is?
Yes.
He's all grown up.
Former producer for Michelle Beadle and Peter Rosenberg, Andrew Gunling. Yeah, I took Andrew, had a great time.
All right.
And anyways, we got to keep talking about Kyle Filipowski.
We kind of do.
So I got to toss the WNBA over the top rope, but I do want to say congratulations, though, to Brianna Stewart and 5,000. Big deal. Also, shout out to Sabrina Ionescu, who is maybe the hardest playing player I've ever watched in person.
She was a Kobe. She's a Kobe stan. So
you see it.
Yep.
No, like literally you see the Mamba in Sabrina in person. She just never stops.
Shout out also the mascot. Is it Big Ellie?
It's Ellie the elephant to you and me.
My God. I might worship.
No, she's a mage elephant confirmed. And you know what else? The Liberty merch and colors are awesome.
Amen, sister. Amen.
I'm in. This is the first New York team I've ever rooted for. Like truly. Like they're my only real New York team that's not like disputed by another team that I loved my whole life. Yeah.
Okay, so this is like a fresh start, a clean beginning for you. I love this for you.
I'm very, very in. But anyways, over the top you go. We got to talk more about this because I need understandings.
I do too.
I don't get this, Beadle. So like, what do you do? Imagine, Beadle. Now listen, we all know you don't have children because you're a sad, angry witch.
That's right. I'm dead on the inside and I want to die alone.
Right. And you hate people and you don't know what life is.
I certainly hate kids. Yes, definitely.
But imagine a world in which you weren't a witch.
Okay.
You were nice and normal like everyone else.
Okay.
Imagine having that kid, paying for that kid to like play a game, driving them to tournaments all over the country, waking up, feeding, bathing,
lots of feeding,
buying sneakers, flying to stupid camps where you take rich kids who want to end up playing Duke basketball, 5-star academy, this, that, and that. It never stops, right? Imagine one day that kid goes to Duke, makes the NBA, is going to make millions of dollars and no longer acknowledge it.
Hell no. People have died for less, Peter. People have been killed over $50.
What would you do, dude?
Well, here's the problem, right? Because I don't know the family. So I don't know what their motivation is other than simply they miss their son, brother, what have you.
For sure. You would think.
You'd hope. Best case scenario, that's all this is. I don't know. Because the problem is, as we know with a cult-like grip on a person, logic fails to now exist. I mean, if you've watched any documentary about any cult since the history of time, it doesn't make sense to you and I because we ask ourselves, well, that would never happen to us. I could never find myself in the grips of this ridiculous, nonsensical thought process. And yet, without fail, cults and anything that resembles one continue to exist and thrive and prosper. So I don't know. I believe truly until the person snaps out of it, in this case, Mr. Filipowski, he's in it. And don't at me about Mormonism isn't a cult. I can say whatever I want. You guys know exactly what I mean. He's been brainwashed.
Well, yeah, any religion, regardless of what the religion is, can be treated like a cult.
100.
If one person gets you to obsess with that over that religion and no longer lets you see your family, like that's
like cult 101. Get the family out.
That could be standard issue Christianity, Judaism,
anything
Islam,
fanatical, anything.
And once you make someone a crazed
TikTok
fanatic,
dancing,
you know what? A WNBA games. There are people worried about me after the last week. They're saying
why?
Because all I do now. My whole social life is just going to WNBA games. I don't leave the house.
To 2?
Yeah, but those were the only 2 times I went out last week. So
I am worried about you for having fun.
Something to pay attention to. All right, up next, Tyrese Haliburton and Jalen Brunson squared off at MSG this past weekend, but this time in a WWE ring during a SmackDown triple threat match between LA Knight, Santos Escobar, and the US champ Logan Paul. And with Brunson sitting courtside, Logan Paul entered the match escorted by Nick Nemesis and huge wrestling fan Tyrese Haliburton to a chorus of boos. It was awesome. When Haliburton attempted to get involved later in the match on Paul's behalf, Brunson stepped in. Brilliant. There were brass knuckles, there was a steel chair, there was an epic stare down between the two, which blew the roof off of the Garden. Fightful has since reported that WWE hopes to have the two NBA rivals make more appearances in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to talk about Filipowski and the craziness?
No, because this is a story in progress, right? There will be more. Hopefully it ends well, whatever that looks like. But I kind of want to complain to you, Peter Rosenberg. So I'd like to throw Mr. Filipowski over that top rope, please, kind sir. Best of luck.
So long, Kyle. I never liked you anyway, but now I feel bad for you.
I know. I am toy. Like, we did not like this dude. And now we're over here like,
No.
oh, why didn't you take me to this at the Garden? Yeah, that's exactly where I'm starting on this topic. Exactly.
Well, hold on a few things. Were you in town?
Yes. Next question.
Okay.
Not only was I in town, I was doing nothing. My person was out of town. I was just sitting on the couch watching Love Island Australia.
By the way, okay, so I never even considered taking you to this, but back to something realistic though. Bullshit. Yesterday, as God is my witness though. So the SmackDown, I got there super late. I had a work thing. I didn't get there till like almost 9 o'clock.
That's fair.
So I was going because shout out to my friend Kayla Braxton. It was her last night in WWE and I took her out afterwards.
I love that.
So I went there and that was it. However, yesterday, my wife canceled on me for the Liberty game.
Bro.
And said, why don't you take Beadle?
Oh, I'm glad your
And
wife's
I was like,
nice.
Beadle. And I said, Beadle's in LA.
You stupid bastard.
Were you sitting around on Sunday afternoon?
I sit around on every afternoon. Every single afternoon.
You could have been in the front row at Barclays Center watching history.
And you ain't nothing but an ass.
By the way, can you give me an update on when you're in town? Because it's random.
First of all, you follow my Instagram. When Winnie's on a plane, that means I'm on that plane.
So every time you post Winnie on a plane, it means you've changed locations.
Yes, and it usually is one or the other. And I expect you to keep track on your own. Can I just say this? The awareness that Brunson had that people were immediately going to worry about his hand, and he calmed us all down. That was brilliant. He gets it.
Oh, what did he held it up? What did he do to show?
He tweeted something like, my hand's fine, or don't worry, or whatever. Because of course we're all just like, what? Did something happen? Better not.
But I got to tell you, it was awesome. It was super cool seeing the crowd go that crazy because Brunson is a real Nick. Like, it's not the first time the WWE has done like Michigas with a Nick.
Yep.
But like last time I think I saw it was like Joe Kim Noah and no one cared.
Oh God, no.
Now it's like a real forever kind of Nick. It was awesome.
He's like a legend.
It was electric.
I mean, even just watching the clip of it, like even if you weren't watching it live as it happened, the clip was just, you knew it was badass. Anywho, good. I get a bunch of names I can't say. Up next, after a broken toe, forced Conor McGregor to call out sick.
You love Conor McGregor.
No, I just think he's a tough man. The Chandler fight, of course, 303 UFC is out. Short notice rematch between Alex Pereira and Yuri Prohaska was booked in its place. I feel like I nailed that. Did I?
I think you killed that.
I think I nailed that.
Yeah.
Just languages. Did not disappoint. KO'd. Well, now you're just Prohaska. I'm not going to shorten it. With a head kick out of nowhere. You hate to see that, but you also love to see that. The win adds fuel to the fire that Pereira's next move could be a jump to the heavyweight division. Do we continue talking about Haliburton and Brunson crushing the Garden, or switch it over to a little UFC?
I want to hear you just talk ish to Conor McGregor. So I loved what they did. It was really well done.
Really good.
Particularly because the week before WWE was in Indy, and when they showed Haliburton there, he was on his phone and you could see he was FaceTiming with Logan Paul.
God, that's good.
And I just bought it. I was just like, oh, he's just showing off that he knows Logan Paul. Like I didn't draw any connection like it was a story. So props to them. Let's keep it moving.
It's also, can I say, and look, you and I agree on this. Well, maybe not. I don't love Logan Paul necessarily, the idea of the Pauls, but I do think him in the WWE is perfection. Like it's chef's kiss level greatness. So the fact that he brings in a troll like that, it's well done. Over the top, y'all go. I hope we see a lot more of that.
And could it give you could it one day give us like Rodman versus Karl Malone WCW vibes?
Yes.
By the way, for anyone paying attention, Royal Rumble this coming year will be in Indy, so you never ever know.
Indy's a good host town. I mean, I know we do these lists every year,
because we just found out they have a Royal Rumble, a SummerSlam, and a WrestleMania all in the next several years.
And
so glad you like it.
Anywhere you can walk to where you need to be is what it's. That's all I want. I'm pretty.
Plus
easy
the shrimp cocktail at St. Elmo Steakhouse.
Nothing's that good. Pereira. I don't care about him, but do we think that we are giving enough crap to the way that this original fight was canceled, basically? The fact that Conor McGregor got everybody's hopes up, and for those of you who got your hopes up, shame on you, but you did. And then the fact that not his big toe, not even his second toe, his pinky toe got a boo-boo, and this whole thing gets jacked. Can we at least, and I'm not thinking Dana White, he's not listening, can we just stop with the Conor McGregor? I don't care. Let him film Roadhouse 2, although didn't he die in the first one? Shit, I can't remember.
And Roadhouse, it was pretty good. Remember, I convinced you.
I know, and I kind of loved it. But I feel like we need to not put eggs in the Conor McGregor basket ever again. He's not reliable as a human being, much less an employee.
The thing that's interesting is like Dana White sort of portrays himself as this like really bold, bombastic sort of like leader.
Yeah, he says fuck a lot. That means you're powerful.
But Conor just does whatever. Like it was the same thing with John Jones. Like he refuses to put his foot down with his cash cows.
That's a good one.
Now, another topic though. Things got heated last week on the topic of
they
House
really
of Dragon. It was intense.
We almost stopped being friends.
Beadle hated last season of Game of Thrones. I didn't hate it as much as most people, and I love House of Dragon. She hasn't seen it yet.
I haven't seen this yesterday's episode, but I will watch it this week.
I have like 40 minutes left. I love how long every episode is. They're
I do
all like
too.
a movie.
Like I'll start it and then I'll be like, well, I'll finish it tomorrow. It's like a book.
No, it's a movie. They're all an hour and 20 minutes. It's crazy.
Well done.
But now, this week, it's all about The Bear season 3, which dropped in its entirety on Hulu. When we last left Carmi, he was locked in the walk-in freezer having a nervous breakdown.
That's a hell of a tease.
I can just tell you right now, let's toss Conor McGregor and Pereira, whatever the hell we were talking about at UFC 303 over the top. No one cares.
Nobody does.
Or at least we don't. So
Aaron Rodgers
that's what
did.
matters.
Maybe that's it. Aaron Rodgers was there. I guess that's about it.
But let me tell you, there's only one thing I definitively care about less than UFC 303.
Wait, please tell me you've watched The Bear.
Oh, no, I forced myself to watch season 1.
Okay, well, go on. I know what you're going to say.
On account of everyone going, you have to finish it. Just get through the 5th episode. Just get through the 6th episode. Just get through the 7th. No, listen, if you get through the entire first season,
yeah, that's true.
I swear you're going to love it. And Beadle, I know you may not agree with me on this take, but damn it if you won't respect it. I forced myself all the way through the last episode of season 1, and I was like, I still don't give a fuck.
That's fair.
And I refuse to have to prove to all of my TV smart friends that I'm as smart as them by pretending I like it. It's an overacted, overdramatic, stupid bullshit show, the most hyped up Hollywood nonsense that ever existed. The Bear is trash. I only recognize one bear, and it's Bear the fucking dog. Carmi, go fuck yourself. The end was over the top, I admit it.
What just happened?
But the whole thing...
Well, Carmi's not my favorite part of the show.
Oh, what's your favorite part,
And I actually don't even know anyone's characters' names. The girl, the cousin.
Okay, girl. By the way, you're killing it right now.
Cousin.
But you're selling me so big on the show.
The pastry chef.
The pastry chef. The girl. The cousin.
I'm going to say something. You're going to be shocked by this. I actually, to an extent, agree with you on your season 1 assessment of The Bear because, simply put, it was not fast. It didn't necessarily grab you like maybe you would want it to. However, because I am a sucker and I've already invested a season, I'll go ahead and start season 2, which is what I did. And when I tell you season 2, different animal altogether. Every episode is sort of like each character's moment. There is one episode, the Christmas dinner, holiday dinner, where
I heard about the holiday dinner. Oh my God. When you get to season 2, episode 5, then we're talking.
That's what I'm saying. I'm bummed that you watched all of season 1. If I could go back in time, I would say don't even bother with season 1, Peter. I'll tell you who these people are. Pick up with season 2. And I feel
Now listen, and include this in the social clip so people don't hate me.
No, don't, but go on.
I'm sure, obviously, the acting's great on the show.
Yeah, for sure.
And I believe people who love it. Like, I do believe it.
Yeah.
But there was this notion of to be a smart, sort of edgy TV fan is to appreciate The Bear. And for me, a full season into a show in which I'm like, when it ends, I don't think about the next one.
Nope.
I guess just paint me like not that bright a TV fan.
It also it's titled, it's supposed to be a comedy, and I could argue that as well. It's dark, I guess, but if you're competing against others.
Why did you, what was the logic? I mean, listen, it worked out for them. They've won every award and now everyone loves it. So
They're all blowing
who the
up.
hell am I?
Yeah.
But what was the logic behind like explaining the character's motivation in episode 8 of season 1? It was like,
that's why I don't love season 1. I didn't love season 1. I really didn't. So I'm with you on that. But
I really hope, I know I'll probably end up changing my mind when I watch season 2 one day.
I think you will.
But I'm not looking forward to it.
Because each character, like when the pastry chef goes, I think like Denmark or wherever the hell he goes to learn more about his skill, like they're good episodes. But anywho, up next, LeBron James, technically a free agent though. It's foregone conclusion. He's just going to go back to the Lakers on a new max deal. Maybe, probably not. He wants a third superstar to join him in AD. Oh, I thought we already did that at pick 55 in LA, and is reportedly open to taking a pay cut for a short list of free agents. Yeah, there's a problem here. It's dwindling, this list, okay? Because originally you had names like James Harden, he gone. Klay Thompson, done. Jonas Valanciunas, signed somewhere else. The only one left is DeMar DeRozan, who's from the area and might quite frankly love the opportunity. But he is a LeBron-approved third superstar. This is the world we live in. They don't have a lot of assets to trade, but we shall see. So do we want to continue talking about your hatred for a wonderful program named The Bear, or LeBron, Lakers, pay cuts?
I think I've said all I have to say, and I'm already going to lose. I'm already going to lose mad followers because I dared to speak out against the Bear.
Against Jeremy Allen White, America's sweetheart right now.
Am I still allowed to say I really like Jeremy Allen White if I don't like the Bear?
Because he's lip, and he'll be lip for the rest of eternity.
I loved him as Lip. I thought he was fantastic in the Von Erichs movie.
Oh, that's right.
I love Jeremy Allen White, and I think he seems great on the show.
He seems intense. Very intense young man.
Not for me. But let's throw that over the top because we haven't gotten to talk Lakers yet.
Oh, and how will we breathe if we don't?
Well, I just have to say this. I mean, take the DeMar DeRozan nonsense, the LeBron pay cut. Oh, LeBron.
What a hero and a saint and a martyr.
Here's what I hate about the Lakers the most.
Man.
Number one, LeBron James, who is the man. I am not some LeBron hater at all. Quite the opposite. I think he's truly one of the greatest players of all time.
By the way, those two things don't have to be, you can be one of the greatest players of all time and then be hella hateable. We all know that, right? They're not exclusive.
Facts. Okay. But I don't think outside, like, I like to separate like bad guy, good guy. Mm-hmm. LeBron is a good guy, like in the world.
Okay.
But in basketball terms, I'm not liking what's happening here. Do you see what I'm saying?
You don't like that he's the dictator of a team he doesn't own? Interesting. Go on.
I don't like the fact that you just handpicked your podcast partner as your coach and your son
eldest
is your new running mate. Like, I don't dig that. Like, I saw a clip moving around the other day, and honestly, it's incredibly sweet. It shows LeBron and Bronny when he's like a baby. Like, if you show me those pictures of Bronny growing up, it's really cute, right? Like, it's lovable and it's awesome.
Babies are cute.
No, but even beyond that, the level of effort that Bronny has put into becoming a basketball player, given that he grew up with a complete silver spoon in his mouth, is impressive. Like, he's obviously...
dude. They're not showing you the part of the video where he's crying in the corner like, Dad, I don't even want to play basketball. This is your dream, damn it. I want to dance. Nobody shows that video.
By the way, do you think there's a video of him saying, I just want to dance?
I just want to dance. This is your dream, Daddy.
This was not your dream. I always wanted to dance.
I don't want your life.
This is not Varsity Blues meets Dirty Dancing, but what I'm saying is this. So I'm watching the video montage of like just seeing baby Bronny on the court with him, and then all this stuff is really sweet. And then it gets to when the pick gets announced. And all the sweetness is zapped from the video because it wasn't a real thing. It was orchestrated. Like, if Bronny had organically gotten drafted somewhere, and then LeBron, I don't care what he did to get there, forced a trade, refused to play, whatever he had to do to get to the team that wanted. Yeah, exactly. Ask Jeannie to let him leave, whatever it was. I would have thought that was dope. What makes this not dope is the fact that Bronny making it to the league is now tainted because it was his dad who brought him there.
Thank you. No one has a problem with Bronny James. I don't have any issues with Bronny James.
None.
Seems like a sweet kid. It's got to be tough to grow up in that shadow. My issue is with this. This never felt like Bronny's dream, including the video that you're referencing where he's sitting there and there are people crying in the room. I'm like, what are you crying about? Did you get something in your eye? This was already happening. None of this is a surprise. It's not shocking. It's none of those things. This is LeBron's dream. And you're telling me the kid that had heart failure couldn't have maybe had another year or two in college to marinate, to get better, to get stronger, to get bigger, to get good? Instead, why is he being rushed out? Ask yourself. Because somebody's on a timeline and Mother Nature never loses. So here we are, rushing this so that we can have some weird, dumb, contrived moment in history that I frankly don't care about. The Venn diagram of people who think Field of Dreams is a fun, sweet, emotional movie, and the people who think I'm supposed to give a damn because a dad gets to play with his kid, it's the same person. Cheesy, corny, and I really don't care.
There are people who like Field of Dreams and still
cheesy.
Find this annoying.
Worst movie
Yeah,
of
but
all
it's
time.
cheesy, but it's a movie. It's what you're signing up for.
The worst
It's
movie
okay
ever
that
made,
it's-
Peter, and so is this story.
Well, I haven't seen it since I was 9. I know that you're an evil person, though, and it's probably a good movie.
It's not. Really? You kidnapped a dude and you got weirdos in the field? No, it's not a good movie. It's horrible.
By the
And you're
way,
a bad dad on top of it.
By the way, it's not Mother Nature that's undefeated. It's Father Time. It's her husband, Father Time.
First of all, Mother runs the whole house, okay? And if Father Time wants to make an appearance every once in a while, we'll listen.
He's got to talk to Mother Nature
But he's
first,
got
is
to
what you're
talk to
saying.
Mother Nature in order
Listen,
for
we're
that
on the
to-
same page, though. It was completely contrived, which ruins that video moment. Like,
know.
if he had been drafted to the Trailblazers.
Yes. Somewhere
And
where
like
he could go grow.
And like 2 years from now, as he's becoming a real player, we get the news. LeBron James has been traded to the Portland Trailblazers. Boom, it's dope. It happened. But like the fact that it was the Lakers and you knew it would be the Lakers, I'm sorry. It hits hollow.
I love it.
It just, that's it.
Oh.
It's been 90 seconds. We've come to a decision. Finally, after teasing it for 6 months, the new undisputed most important thing on planet Earth this week is Bronny James having a contrived arrival to the NBA to play with Papa.
We are the champions. Friend. Is the parade going to go down where? La Sepulveda or?
I don't know, Chef. That's it for us.
Yes, chef.
Tune in next week, Chef, to determine the only thing you need to care about and what goes over the top.